Discmania DUEL rematch. I'm excited. We left it unsettled last time. A tie wasn't very fulfilling, but I'm excited about this round now. Feeling pretty good, and I haven't been playing as much lately. Been the off season, but Eric's been hitting it hard here in SoCal, so I think he's gonna put up a good match this time.
We're back. We're at Yucaipa Disc Golf Course out here in Yucaipa, California. Great course, beautiful scenery. We're gonna stretch it out. This is Super Kaipa. It's still gonna be 18 holes. We're gonna play a couple, makeshift pads that Eagle and I came up with. It's gonna be a really good time.
How are you feeling about the rematch?
I'm pretty pumped. It's always good. Nobody wants to tie, and that's always a kind of a bummer way to finish things. So it's a good way to settle things. So I'm just gonna go out, stay in bounds, have a good time.
All right, guys, we're back once again with some quality commentary. To my left, I got team coordinator Eric Oakley, and to my right, we have guest commentator
Long Monty.
The Long Monty, everyone's favorite Austin Montgomery.
Good to be here, guys. Excited to watch our young superstar Eagle coming up, facing up team office rat Eric Oakley.
All right, we're stepping up on hole one right now. It's just a simple little sidearm or backhand hyzer. So just out in the middle of the field, you see it out there. I just threw a PD.
Tough putt here. Eric
Yeah.
looks like he's got a tough putt. What were you thinking on this one, Eric?
I just got stuck behind that little tree and just needed to put a little ante on it. Didn't get it over enough.
All right, I'm stepping up the putt. Got the team stamp P2 in my hand. Feeling confident. Oh, there's the wind.
Was there a headwind on that
And
one?
there was a headwind. I didn't judge it correctly.
Tough comeback putt here for Eagle.
And that deserved a moment of silence because that was pitiful.
That's tough. Did you know it was
Tough,
gone?
right?
Right out of your hand?
Yep, I wasn't feeling too confident on that putt, stepping up to it.
Eric off to an early lead.
Yep.
It felt good. Give me some confidence to getting into these other holes. So don't really see Eagle miss those kinds of putts. But
This was a great shot. What did you throw here?
I took a PD2, and this one's all really about staying in bounds. So I just get it out over the right, let it finish in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, long, skinny fairway here, as you can tell.
This hole's a par 4, and it plays about 550 on a narrow strip of land. So just want to get that first shot, maybe like 350 out there, just so you can get a easy upshot.
Why'd you throw a sidearm off the tee there, Eagle?
It's more open on the left side.
Okay.
A good plan is to skip it off the road and land safe.
Eric with his much improved forehand here. What was that out of your hand?
That was an FT3. I thought it was going to hold a little bit straighter, but no, it stabled out down into the bush.
Birdie putt for Eagle.
Yep.
It was a comfortable birdie hole if you stay in between the
Oh, right
between
side
the lines.
again.
Yep.
Adjusting to this altitude and heat.
Yep. It was a toasty one out there. I just came from Colorado where it's
clutch putt by Eric.
a lot colder, and I'm jumping into straight summer weather.
Wow, Eric with a 2-stroke lead after 2 holes. You got to be feeling good at this point.
I was. I mean, I know there's a lot of golf left. You can't get ahead of yourself, and especially in this game, and especially with how strong Eagle is.
What are you throwing here, Eric?
This is the new driver that we are coming out with, the DDX. This is in the S-line version, and these are a little bit more unstable, and they bomb. They go a really long ways.
I can confirm that. It's a great disc. You'll see me throw it a few more times in the coming video. I'm throwing my trusty old PD2 here. I get a pretty good crush on this. This hole plays about, I'd say, 500 even. And if you can flex it out of the road, you want to get a little skip back. I wasn't sure if I was in bounds or not. We don't have spotters out here since we're just playing us two. So I'm calling a provisional right here. So,
I mean, it's not totally professional, but we want to make sure so we don't have to walk up and down the fairways to go back and take his OB, check the OB.
So tell us a little bit more about this course, Eric.
This spot of land is beautiful. I love coming out here. You got mountains in the background. You'll see later though. There's
Here's my my first shot. It was barely in bounds by a centimeter. So take some good breaks. We all love when that happens. Lined up my putt here. Taking his time. My time. Weird kick out jump putt.
He's walking after it. He knew that was in. Gets one back.
Gets one back. This is another stretch hole. It's nice and easy. Makes it a little bit more of a tunnel. You can see the tee pad just in front of us. Eagle just decides to say, forget all your trees. Big sidearm over top of it. Great shot.
And that's a lethal weapon to have in your bag, wouldn't you say, Eagle?
Definitely. My sidearm game's drastically improved over the last couple years, and boy can I say, it shaves some strokes off.
Eric, with once again his improved forehand, he's going through the tunnel. It looks like he flipped it
Eric's
over
forehand is very impressive right now.
It was, I just needed to miss that tree and I was going to be in really good shape now.
I'd say Eric is almost like a baby Jeremy Colling in terms of his sidearm. And
that's a big shoes to fill.
I said baby, I not said full. You're on your way though.
Ooh. Just missed that. How far was that? About 35, 40 feet?
I had an unlucky skip on my approach. I threw a mid-range and it just kept running. It's what happens when you have this dry heat. I mean, this is in more the desert type terrain when you have this dead grass.
90 degrees out there in February today at one point when I was out playing, so definitely warm. And Eagle takes the lead back. This is an interesting shot here.
I'm throwing a D-line FD here. Super beat up. So I was throwing that on a Scooby line. If you get that disc on a Scooby line, it'll actually come back to flat. Crazy enough because of the stability. It's truly crazy to watch.
What did you throw there, Eric?
The new Metal Flake FD3. Definitely a great addition to our lineup. That version of the FD3 is probably my favorite, and I believe it might be one of Eagle's favorites as well. So
it's a great disc.
We're coming out with some good stuff here in the last month or so. I think more things to come as well.
Hole 6, tell me about this hole, Eric.
This is where you get to see the beautiful terrain with the water and everything. This is kind of the dam hole. There is a fence right in front of the basket that you have to get over. So throwing high is a good thing, but maybe not as high as Eagle threw it. So I'm looking to correct off of his line here.
Yeah, in honor of David Bowie, ground control to Major Tom. Got that way up there.
There was a group of people coming. Obviously it's a public park, so you can't throw in on people. Let's just avoid that.
He's not mad though. It's a beautiful day. Yep. Just doing a little backwards tee pad walk.
Risky shot. You gotta carry water the whole way, and it's really hard to land it where you want to be. Oftentimes you're gonna fade out a little to the left, which it looks like maybe Eric has done a little bit here, but he should still have a look.
Okay, I'm stepping up to this putt. It's I'd say probably about 45 uphill. I'm putting with my beat-in D-line P2 for extra glide, and as you can see, left side spit out. I was happy with that putt though. It was definitely a good feeling putt.
Still a risky putt here for Eric downhill going back towards the OB. There is a fence there, but
which if we didn't get to see it, but I did actually hit that fence to keep me in bounds, but it's really hard to get out of bounds in there. You have to really
skip it off the top or something like that.
Yeah. You was still that one stroke lead.
Is this the normal hole we're playing here?
Yes, this is a normal pad. This one's the shorter. We actually really like when it's long, but we have to take what we can get.
It's a touchy little shot for sure. You have to hit your line.
I grip blocked it a little bit right. I threw my beat-in D-line P2 and didn't really go where I wanted to, but I'll have a look at it too.
Eric looking like a sidearm dominant player right now. Is that your Glow MD3?
Glow MD3 on
This shot was incredible. Just great finesse. It's really beautiful to watch.
You don't need a backhand when you can throw forehands like that, that's for sure.
Right, uphill putt.
Center.
Right in the heart.
That was a great putt.
Eric stepping up.
I got
20 feet.
Here.
Good putt. Good job keeping it within one there from Eric.
This is probably one of my favorite holes on the course. You can either take a right-handed backhand player down the right side, hyzer shot. Oh.
So yeah, Eagle goes with that sidearm, and he ends up in a really, really good spot. Here, I'm taking the new 8th run PD. Everyone needs to check this out. I go for the hyzer line. It leaves me with a good spot.
The 8 ball, 8th run PD. It's definitely one of my favorites, and it should be replacing my first run PDs here soon.
This one looks a little closer than it was, but I still didn't get over on it. I needed to get it right in the heart, but
it's a tough miss.
Get the comeback, move on.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Eagle's drive ended up. What a drive. That sidearm was really, really well played.
2-stroke lead now by Eagle coming into hole 9. He's got to be feeling pretty good. Feeling good there at this point, Eagle?
Mm-hmm. Things are going my way now. I'm happy with things are going.
Now this is a beautiful hole, and this is, you know, really what we like to see on courses. There's options. You can take that right fairway to the right, which it looks like Eagle has done, or you can take the left side of the fairway and throw a sidearm or a turnover. What'd you throw there, Eagle?
I threw a beat-in 3rd run PD. Greatest run of PD there is.
And is this your FD3 again?
No, this is the 8th run PD.
Again, okay.
I was really feeling that disc. So, as Austin said, that there was 2 options for that fairway. I think Eagle and I both learned real quick that possibly the sidearm is the better play because it looks to come in a little bit softer, where our backhands, you'll see, both ended up out of bounds. So this was not a way for me to catch a stroke. If I would have stayed in bounds, it would have been a really good opportunity. Just take an easy 3, maybe a 2, and get myself in it. But didn't. This is one thing that I've learned from making mistakes, is make sure you check your lie before you mark it so you don't leave yourself in a bad spot.
Yeah, that's a veteran call there from being out on the road. Gives it a chance. Ooh, just a little short. Both going to walk away with 4s. Those are tough 4s to take, but this is a very tricky green with OB.
Some great putt from Eagle there. Just being a little
Fanciness.
jokester on the course, keeping it fun, keeping it light.
This hole, very thin fairway, OB right, left, and deep. You really have to throw a precise shot to stay in bounds. It looks like Eagle has just trickled out of bounds up there at the green. Let's see what Eric can do.
He saws it off a little bit too much as well. We're both going to find ourselves out of bounds on a relatively easy birdie hole. You definitely want to get this one.
Both
Yeah.
throwing P2s there.
Yeah, sliding P2s. I would kind of suggest possibly even throwing a D-line P2 there, just because of the grip, and you don't have to worry about the skip. Okay, this shot.
This is definitely an extended hole to an island green.
What are you throwing there, Eagle?
I'm throwing our new DDX. Awesome disc.
You crush it there.
I crushed
Stay in
it.
bounds.
Yep.
I'm pulling out the same thing, the C line, as Austin just said. I'm not looking to drive the green because there is a road right before the basket, so I'm looking to give myself a good spot.
There is OB to the left as well, so that's what makes the DEX such a great choice here. It's going to keep you to the right still.
Very straight flyer. Out of my hand, I thought this was going to drop, but the wind picks up and carries us. It sails it, and I have a pretty tough comeback.
Yeah, it's a fast green. As you can tell, there's not a lot of grass there to grab a fast-moving putt.
Notice you can see Eagle's drive right in front of me. That's how good that disc is. He laced it and gave himself this for a 2 on this really long hole.
Yeah, that's a clutch too, and be ready for that DDX when it hits the market. It's definitely going to be something you guys are going to want to try. This hole, very tricky hole.
Yeah, this hole is kind of awkward because it's doesn't feel downhill. That tree out that you can see, those limbs really come into play. I was feeling really good about my sidearm, so I'm popping up with my S-line FD.
Wow,
and
that takes a lot of touch to throw that shot for sure.
And it was tracking well, just a little bit too high, and caught those branches and left me with this look.
Eagle, you have a 3-stroke lead at this point?
3-stroke lead, yep.
He's looking to extend it to 4, but well, let's see if I can keep it.
Gives it a good bid.
Had to go over top of that branch. I didn't want to, but you got to take what you get.
I'm about 25 feet out right here.
Eagle to grow the lead.
And
He
it's
does. 4-stroke lead. Running out of holes.
still a lot of golf left. Always. Everybody knows if you've seen any matches, there's
Tell
always
us about
golf.
this hole, Eric. This looks like a new hole for the course.
So yeah, we there was actually a party down below, and we actually like changing the pads a little bit. This adds a little bit more difficulty to it, extends it, you know, probably 30 feet or so, which is enough to change the lines. Eagle throws a monster sidearm and gives himself a good look.
And here's the PD again.
8th round PD was really feeling it. Caught some branches and left me with this look.
He shoots. He scores.
Wow. Fist pump. What a
That's
clutch.
definitely the putt of the day right there.
Clutch. That's got to be putting the pressure on Eagle. He knows Eric's getting warmed up.
Throw my jump putt, shank it a little bit right.
Ooh.
I think Eric got in my head a little bit there.
So moving on to the next hole, and this is a long walk. We turned this one into a par 5, up, throwing across the dam. Beautiful shot. Everybody wants to throw a top of the world type shot, and this one you just want to play. Stay away from that water. Give yourself a good look.
DX again there?
That was DDX. Felt really confident that it would just carry a little bit farther. It's got a good straight finish. And what did you throw there, Eagle?
I threw an S-line TD. Really underrated disc by Discmania. If you want something that's just straight with a touch of turnover or understable turn, I'd highly recommend the S-line TD.
And pro tip on that disc, the blue ones that we have in the shop right now, which I believe is the one that Eagle is throwing, have an amazing feel. It's really tempted me to put one in my bag.
They're a great disc for sure.
So I threw another DDX. I was just really feeling that disc on these more open holes, and Eagle kind of saws off his max there.
Forehand MD3 again. I mean, that's not an easy shot to pull off. See how he executes it.
Parked.
Looking pretty good.
S-line P2.
Right here is
Smooth.
about like a 100-foot up shot. I just take a S-line P2, just slide it up there. Got this little putt right here. Didn't feel very good.
Little wind
but
bounce, and then
roll
watch
away. Wow.
this.
An
Opening
epic
the
roll
door.
right there.
Opening the door for Eric. Man, it's still rolling.
Those happen. This is those type of things, and Eagle kind of shakes this pretty well.
I can tell you're upset there a little bit, Eric. Eagle, what's going on through your mind at this point?
Most people wouldn't be too happy about that regardless of the situation. You're never expecting those to happen, and when they do, you're not very happy. But I'm trying to keep my cool and just look forward to the coming holes.
Yeah, and it looks like Eric has now brought it within one here on hole 15.
8th run PD.
15 is just a picture-perfect tunnel shot. Just 320 feet, just beautiful. Just straight ahead, slightly left, perfect PD hole.
What do you got here, Eagle?
Third run PD.
Third run.
Third run PD. I sawed it off a bit and cut a tree. I'm doing a S-line P2 upshot right here.
Gentle kick, but he was gonna be parked either way. This is where my
Eric's drive, just
Yep.
it was nice,
Great
and it was
shot.
a downhill, so I just know I had to put it in the right line, and it was gonna be in.
And he draws it all.
tie game.
Yep.
This hole is an interesting one. You look at it from the tee pad, and it looks like there is no line, but those bushes are kind of thin up there. So all you got to do is just trust and hit those bushes, and usually you'll squeak up and give yourself a pretty comfortable look for a 2.
Throwing a beat up C-line FD here.
Yeah, and Eagle goes with the perk gap here, and yeah, I have another tricky putt in this bush.
Getting on the knee.
I have been feeling really comfortable with my knee putts lately. I don't know what it is. It helps put me in a good center line, and I just follow through. Bang, bang.
And keeps it all tied.
With the hat turnaround.
Yeah,
Sick
I think
putt.
he was throwing a Pokeball there. You know, it seems like.
2 to play. Another forehand here from Eric.
Yeah, this one's one of those that it's such a tight tunnel. I feel really confident that I'm watching where it goes, and I just put a little bit too much. I need to come up on it a little bit more, but should be easy up and down. What are you throwing here, Eagle?
I'm throwing a Metal Flake FD3 on a thumber. I called upon my inner Matt Dollar here and just pured a thumber up there. I was really happy with that shot.
Yeah, we don't see you throw those too often, but coming from Colorado, we all know you got to have a shot like that to contend with the mighty Joe Revere.
Definitely.
Eagle, right, taking a stroke lead going into the last hole.
Wow.
Coming down to the wire.
Yeah, and this hole is a real skinny fairway. OB left, OB right, trees to the right. You know, Eagle's taking a forehand skip shot
As
here.
you can see, the whole right side, there's this concrete ditch that runs down the whole right side past those bushes. And we'll see where mine ended up. It has a chance of being OB.
Nice easy backhand here from Eric.
It was a S-line DDX. I knew that I could just throw it smooth.
So
at a
as you can
good
see,
pace.
I am OB. So there's my putt coming out. So Eric just has to hit his next putt and he'll bring it home to W.
Eagle needs to make this to at least keep some pressure on, and he does. Now I'm feeling it, but
Yeah,
it's pretty easy.
Short putt. And he takes home the W against the mighty.
Well, guys,
Eagle.
there's the winner right there.
So Eagle, how does it feel to not come up as good as you'd like at this one?
I'm okay with it, honestly. I came off a pretty long off season. This is my first round in it's 80-degree weather. It's beautiful out today. And you know, the first two holes, I thought it was going to be a lot worse. I started off with some two pretty bad plays on my part, but my putting felt strong throughout the whole game except for the first two holes. But I came back strong. I had a chance to capitalize on the last hole, but unlucky breaks, we all get them. So I'm happy for Eric. I can say that, but I will be back.
Eric Oakley, how does it feel to reign supreme?
It was good. I was down for a good portion of the round, but you know, Eagle had a couple unfortunate holes where, I mean, on 18, a nasty little OB, and the rollaway was really brutal because I was able to pick up some big strokes, but he killed it. His putting was pretty lights out, and you know, he forced me to play a really, really good game to battle and be in it. So all mad ups to Eagle. He's a man. So it feels good to come out on top for sure.
What can we expect from next time?
There may be some of the German variety in our next vid, so stay tuned for that. It'll be a cool way for us to incorporate even more Discmania players for the duel.
When we're talking about German variety, we're talking about a jar of sauerkraut with us.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
And that'll wrap us up. Thanks again, Austin, for being on.
I feel honored to be here.
The Long Monty.
Long Monty's always in. So big shout out to some of the new discs we have coming out. The 8th Run PD is out now, so make sure you go check that out. Metal Flake FD3s. I finally got Eagle throwing an FD3, so found one that can actually make
It's
it
a
back.
good one.
It's definitely a good one. And keep an eye out for the DDX. I think all of us can say that this is going to be a really big disc this upcoming year, and definitely look to get your hands on one of those. They absolutely bomb.
Well, that wraps it up, guys, and we'll see you next time. Keep on dreaming.
Keep on dreaming.